Good morning to all. Welcome to Maths Online Classroom. Today we are going to explain chapter number 16, Probability. Watch the video carefully. Okay. Chapter number 16, Probability. See, we already studied about the concept of probability and some terms related to probability, just like random experiment. Random experiment means, see, in an experiment we have or we cannot predict the result or outcome of the experiment. Okay, such type of experiments are called as random experiments. See, here we are considering two types of random experiment. One is tossing a coin and second one is throwing a die. When a coin is tossed, the possible results are either head or tail. And see, these results are known as outcomes. Outcomes or sample points. In the case of throwing a die, the possible results are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These results are known as outcomes or sample point. If we define all the outcomes in a curly bracket, or the set of all outcomes is known as sample space. Okay, set of all sample points or set of all outcomes is known as sample space. See, when coin is tossed, then sample space denoted by the letter S is H, T. If throwing a die, then the sample space S is defined as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now listen, when a coin is tossed, either we get head or tail. So, getting a head or getting a tail is known as events. Okay, events. So, when a die is throwing, then getting a number 1 or number 2 or number 3 and so on is known as events. So, all these matters we already studied in earlier classes. So, in this chapter, probability, we will discuss some more topics on the events in details. Okay. Now, listen. First, we have to discuss different types of events. Okay. Different types of events. Listen. Suppose a die is throwing. Then we know that the sample space is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I am going to define an event getting a number 7. Okay, getting a number 7. So there is no chance of getting the number 7 and therefore this type of event is known as impossible event. Okay, impossible event. At the same time, getting a number 1, getting a number 2, 3, 4, etc. is known as sure event. So, the first two types of events are impossible event and sure event. Okay. Now, listen. Suppose we have an event having only one sample point or only one outcome. Then this type of events are known as simple event. Okay. So, event having only one outcome is known as simple event. Otherwise, it is known as compound event. So, simple and compound event. Okay, these are the main types of events: impossible event, sure event, simple event as well as compound event. Now listen the term. What do you mean by complementary of an event? Complementary event. Okay. See, listen. Suppose take the experiment of tossing 3 coins. Okay. Tossing 3 coins. So, tossing 3 coins means we know the sample space contains 8 elements because 2 raised to 3 outcomes are possible. Therefore, the sample space is H, 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 T, H, T, H, T, H, H, then T, 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 H, T, H, H and H, T, T. So these are the possible outcomes when a coin is tossed 3 times or tossing 3 coins simultaneously. Here I am going to define an event A as only one tail appears. Okay, only one tail appears. So this is the event only one tail appears. Clearly for the outcome is, listen, only one tail appears means what is the event? What is the sample space? H, T, H, 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 T and T, H, H, isn't it? So this is the event for only one tail appears. So clearly for the outcome HTT, suppose we have HTT, the event A has not occurred. But we may say that the event not A has occurred. Okay, not A. Because the element or the outcome HTT not belongs to the set A and therefore HTT belongs to the event not A. Thus, with every outcome which is not in A, we say that not A occurs or not A is known as complementary event of the given event A. A simple example I will tell. Suppose we are tossing a coin. I am going to define an event getting head. So, getting head means what is the sample space of this event? That is A. So its complementary event is what? Getting tail. Okay, getting tail. This is known as complementary event and it is denoted by the letter A raised to C or A dash. Read it as complementary event. Okay, or we can find the complementary event as subtract the possible outcomes of the given event from the sample space. Okay. So this is complementary event. Next is mutually exclusive events. Listen, in the experiment of rolling a die, what is the sample space? Sample space is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now consider the events A and B. A is defined as an odd number appears. Okay. An odd number appears and event B is an even number appears. So define two events A and B. Okay. Clearly listen, the event A excludes the event B and similarly the event B excludes the event A. That is, listen, the occurrence of any one of the event excludes the occurrence of the other event. That means they not occur simultaneously because A is an odd number appears means what is the sample space of A? That is 1, 3, 5. If A happened, that means only odd numbers appears, then there is no chance of getting even numbers. If B occurs, B means 2, 4, 6, then there is no chance of getting the number 1, 3, 5. That means there is no chance of occurring the event A. So the chance of occurring one of the event excludes the occurrence of other event or their intersection, A intersection is null set or A and B, both the events are disjoint events. So mutually exclusive event means, disjoint events. Mutually exclusive event means the occurrence of one of the event excludes the occurrence of other event or their intersection is a non-empty set. Okay. Now listen, exhaustive events. Next is exhaustive events. Listen, consider the same experiment throwing a die. So sample space is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the sample space. Now define the events A. A is an event. A number less than 4 appears. Now event B. Event B is a number greater than 2 but less than 5 appears. Okay. Greater than 2 but less than 5 appears. Now event C. A number greater than 4 appears. Let's define these three events. What is A? A number less than 4. So less than 4 means what are the numbers? 1, 2, 3. Now what is event B? Number greater than 2 but less than 5. That is 3, 4. Now C. A number greater than 4. Greater than 4 means 5, 6. Now what is its union? A union B union C. Union means collect all the elements. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which gives our sample space S. Okay. Then we can say that the events A, B, C are exhaustive events. Okay. That means the union of the described events gives the sample space. Then the events are known as exhaustive events. Okay. Let's see this example. A coin is tossed 3 times. Consider the following events A, B, C. Question is, do they form a set of mutually exclusive and exhaustive events? Listen, first we need to write the sample space. So here a coin is tossed 3 times. So what is the sample space? HHH, HHT, HTH, THH, HTT, THT, TTH and TTH. Now define the given events. First event is A. A is defined. No head appears. Okay. No head appears. So what is the event A? It is TTT. No head appears means all are tails. So only one outcome possible. Now B event is exactly one head appears. Exactly one means we need one and only one head. Other two are tails. So that B is HTT, THT, TTH. Exactly one head appears. Now C is at least 2 heads appears. At least means minimum. We need minimum 2 heads. Okay. So C, event C is HHT, HTH, THH, HHH. So listen, at least means minimum 2. Maximum there is no boundary. Okay. So these are the 3 events. Now let's see what is the union. A, union B, union C. If we take the union of these 3 events, you can see that all the 8 elements are occurred in this space, and naturally this is equal to the given sample space S. So union of the described 3 events is equal to sample space means A, B, C are exhaustive events. Okay. Now we want to see they are mutually exclusive or not. So we have to take pairwise events and find their intersection. Let's see A intersection B. See, in this A intersection B, we can see that there is no common element and therefore their intersection is equal to 5. If we take A and C, there is no common element in these 2 events. So A intersection C is equal to null set 5. Then B intersection C. Similarly, we can see that there is no common element in these 2 elements, in these 2 events, and therefore their intersection is equal to 5. So pairwise elements or events are disjoint. A intersection B, A intersection C and B intersection C. All these intersections gives null set. Therefore the events are pairwise disjoint. That is, they are mutually exclusive. So we proved that the given set of events A, B and C form a set of mutually exclusive and exhaustive events. Okay, so this is very important. You can see some problems in exercise 16.2 to prove the given events are mutually exclusive or exhaustive events. Okay,